All right, so today we'll try to talk more about part number one, and we try to talk about like several types of questions and several types of topics as well. We will start by talking about, for example, leisure time. Okay, I think you are just the only two. You're going to practice today. So first question is leisure time means your free time. What do you do actually in your spare time? Who's gonna answer the question? What do you do in your leisure time? Okay.
I would say, hello.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just talk.
Mm, well, I don't have that much time to be considered as spare time, but every time I get free, or every time I get spare time, I would play football with my friends, especially in weekends, because I consider these days, I mean the weekends days, as the spare time.
Good. Great. This is a good answer. Thank you. Yes, Farah, what do you do like in your leisure time?
I actually do a lot of activities, go to the gym, spend
Actually, your
time with
voice is not
family.
clear.
Okay. What about now?
Okay.
I do a lot of activities actually. I spend quality time with my family or go to the gym or go swimming. I also love to read books.
All right.
Um,
So try to fix the voice because actually
Sometimes I enjoy just staying on the couch, watching TV. Yes.
right. To be honest, leisure time, this is actually one of the most important topics that might be included like in the exam. So try to prepare like a very good answer and try to like, for example, um, create your own ideas. He said, for example, here, well, I enjoy driving around in my spare time. I always drive my car with my friends or family out to the countryside during the weekends to relax. I feel that driving not only enables me to go where I want to at any time, but I can also make my own, for example, itineraries and discover, like, for example, the stunning places that others may not find. So this actually it depends on the person. Okay. So like it depends on you, for example, and your activities that you do, for example, in your spare time. Some people actually they go outside. Some people, for example, they do um, many activities. They go to the sea, to the beach. Some people they play football. So it is a very simple, easy question. So what do you do to relax? If you want just to feel relaxed, what do you do? Sabat?
Well, there are
Yeah, yeah.
well, there are a lot of things to feel relaxed. For example, if I'm bored, I would go swimming, listen to music, uh, go out hanging out with my friends.
That's right. Yeah,
That's it.
brilliant. Yeah, good. Yes, Farah.
This really depends on my mood and energy levels. Sometimes I will go for a walk. It's like something relaxing for me, or just lay down and watch TV, or go out with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and organize something for friends.
Yeah, so it depends. Okay, very good. Okay, this is also a good answer. So you might be also asked two questions more regarding this topic, regarding this topic. Let's move to a new topic, which is sports. Do you like to watch sports on TV? Okay, let's start with you, Mr. Saber.
Yes, I do because I enjoy watching matches on TV because I don't have to hold my phone or my laptop uh, to watch the match.
Mhm. Great. Yes, Ms. Farah, do you usually watch like sports on TV?
Not at all. I'm not a big fan of sports. I mean,
Mhm.
like sometimes I will watch with my dad or my brother, but I'm not a big fan of sports or football or soccer or basketball.
Yeah, excellent. Very good. So you can say, for example, yes, I'm really into watching sports on TV. I'm really into or not. I am not a big fan of watching, for example, sports on TV. So it depends. Like, so he said here, yes, I am really into watching sports on TV because it like entertains me a lot. Besides, besides means in addition, furthermore, I like seeing other people do the things that I can't do and I wish I could do. Okay, actually, your answers also are so good. So you might also take maybe some idioms like into, I am not really into, or yes, I am really into, for example, watching, or a big fan of something, or actually watching sports on TV is not my cup of tea. It is not my cup of tea. Means I don't really like. Okay, do you play any sports? Do you play, for example, any sports? Okay, Sabr.
Yes, I'm a big fan of sports and I have my favorite sport, which is football. I to practice it every weekend with my friends.
Mhm. Good. Yeah, very
That's
good.
it.
So yeah, okay. Yes, Ms. Farah, what do you play? What kind of sports do you play?
Actually, we like sometimes once in a blue moon we gather with our friends and we go to the playground and we play basketball with my friends. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, great. Okay, Farah, do you have a favorite sports star?
Not at all. I don't even know their names.
You don't know also the name. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
actually happens because actually females they don't actually like much, for example, sports like men. All right, so that's normal. What about you, Mr. Saba? What kind? Sorry, do you have a favorite sports star?
All right, sir. That's an interesting question for me because I do have a football player whose name is Cristiano Ronaldo, who he is a striker in Madrid club.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah, great, great. So also he used like pillars, for example. Wow, this is a very interesting question for me. And then he said like his, for example, favorite sports star. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Let's move to a new topic. Okay, which is maths. When did you start learning maths, Farah?
Oh, this is a hard question to answer. I actually learned math since I was in grade 3, and since that I had a teacher and he made me hate math because the way he teaches us. So yeah, I really don't like math. Prefer biology or other subjects.
Yeah. All right. So you don't like maths.
Not at all.
All right. Yes, Mr. Saber, when did you start learning math?
I started learning math since I was studying in elementary school, and because of that, like because of that teacher who encouraged me to learn it, I like it, and I feel like this subject activates my mind, and I feel
Yes,
like it's necessary in future.
that's also right. Very good. The sky. Actually, though, maybe you think that you will not be asked, for example, about the sky, but maybe there is like a question will be included in the exam about the sky. Do you like to watch the sky? Farah, do you like to watch the sky?
Yes, sometimes when it's clear and the weather is nice and there's stars, I I lay down and watch the stars and think about a lot of stuff or my life or what's my goals. Yeah, that's I think
Yes.
yeah.
All right. Yes, Saber, do you like, for example, watching the sky?
Uh, Actually, that's one of my good habits, especially when I feel bored or getting irritated by my problems.
Mhm.
I do lie down and stare at the sky, and I feel relaxed after that.
Yeah, so just looking at the sky and then contemplating, like for example, or like for example, contemplating, for example, you're looking into the sky and thinking, for example, how great it is. Okay, very good, thanks. He said, yes, I am really into watching the skies, especially at night, to count the millions of stars above. When I was a kid, I remember sometimes laying down on the grass for hours to watch shining stars during the summer because I was fond of, yeah, so I was really into, for example, imagining my my favorite folk stories about the stars. Okay, so this is a kind of answer. Clothes, actually, it is one of the most important topics. Maybe you will be asked about like clothes. What clothes do you usually like to wear? Okay, let's start with the Ms. Farah. Yeah.
I do really like to wear a casual smart style because yeah, that fits my personality and I feel comfortable in it. So that's the type I like to wear.
Great. Yes. Okay. Saber, what kind of clothes do you usually like to wear?
Uh, well, sir, I do wear the casual clothes that shows the elegance and that the clothes uh, that make people accept you and looking at you in a good way.
That's right. Okay, good. Okay, so well, actually, I don't have any instinct for fashion, and my look says I am laid back kind of guy. This is like answer for a man, but the woman no. So I usually wear casual clothes. I am most comfortable wearing like jeans, a t-shirt, and my flip-flops. Okay. Okay, did you wear the same clothes at school, at home? Okay, this is it might be a question to be given like in the exam. He said, "Oh, definitely not. I always wore a school uniform, which was a blue jacket with or with a white shirt. They were very simple and boring. So when I reach home, like I tended to put on my favorite like outfits. Um, and so you have here two, three questions. Try to have a look at home. Also, weekend. This is also a very important topic. How do you usually spend your weekends? Let's start with Saber now. Yeah. So, Mr. Saber, how did you spend your weekends?
All right, sir. My weekends is my favorite days because I get spare time to make a lot of things. For example, in weekend, I would go to play football with my friends. I would go out to the center of the city and enjoy watching the views in the city,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay. There's brilliant answer, but don't try to make it too long. Just maybe 4 or 5 sentences. Okay. Yes, Miss Farah. Like, how do you spend your weekends?
Yeah, I always wait for the weekend from Monday. So in Saturday I will spend it with my friends, and then in Sunday I'll spend it with my family. We'll go out and eat dinner. Yeah, we spend quality time with my family.
Yes, good. So he said, normally I'll go out to some stunning, for example, natural places to let off steam with my family or friends on the weekends. But actually, if it is not sunny, I will stay at home for a whole weekend. Mostly, I just use the internet to kill time. So in your country, do men and women usually do the same kind of things like on the weekends? Okay, so actually, this is like in your country, men and women usually do the same kind of things on the weekends. I guess some men play sports while women may just do a housework. So men may probably do things for their own interest. By contrast, women spend more time for their families. This is like an answer. When do you spend time with your family? Farah.
Well, as I said before, I spent like a good time with my family and Sundays. I prefer Saturdays will be my with my friends, or I will do house cleaning things. Yeah, so Sundays.
That's right. Good. Yes. What about you, Saber?
Okay, sir. Since I'm an expatriate, I don't live with my family here. Don't gather with my family unless we do an online call, and I don't gather with them that much. We don't have specific time to gather or meet. We only make a video call or a normal call uh, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Okay. All right. So you're living alone here, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So I think that's enough for weekends. Reading. Do you like reading books or books? Sorry. Why or why not? Do you like reading books? Why and why not? Yes, Farah, do you like reading books?
Well, actually, I really enjoy reading books, but when I have a free time, because if I'm reading a book, I have to be, I have to give it a time, like before I go to sleep, or maybe when I am having my coffee. Yeah, I really enjoy reading books and novels.
All right. So what kinds of books do you like to read?
Novels,
Novels.
yeah.
All right. So did you read much when you were a child?
And not that much, no. I didn't. I I just figure out that I love books when I was 16.
16 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Saber? Are you really into reading books? Why and why not?
To be honest, sir, I'm not a big fan of reading books. But every time, I mean, if I read a book, I would finish it till the end. I do enjoy reading the books, but it's not one of my habits.
Mhm.
It's not, I mean, one of my, what do you call it? I forget. Okay, I wanted to say something. I forget.
Yeah, for example, you can do it as a daily basis, like for example.
ah,
Okay. So maybe this answer is good. So he says, for example, yes, I am really into reading because I believe that reading can be both entertaining and educational. Reading actually broadens my knowledge by opening up the whole world to me. While I'm reading, actually, I can be visiting another country or different time period, or the whole world to me, for example. While I'm reading, actually, I can be visiting another country or different time period or traveling through space. I can find out how people solve problems or think of like new ideas. Actually, this is a perfect answer. Yeah, this is actually true. Sometimes if you read, you will know a lot of traditions, a lot of traditionals, for example, a lot of cultures, customs, people like behaviors, attitudes. Also, you will know a lot of geographical places. You will know, for example, maybe you will visit like the whole world while you're sitting home. So reading actually it is very important. He said, for example, what kinds of books do you like to read? Wow, it is a tough question. Yeah, tough, difficult question. You can use like phrases like that. So it should be more of what books I don't read. I have a really open mind towards books and what genre they are. Genre means kind. For example, classic literature, novels, autobiography, historical story, whatever. I love reading them all. Okay, so here also questions about reading. Try to have a look at. Sleep. Okay, this is a very easy topic. So, how many hours do you sleep every day, Sabar?
Well, sir, to be honest, I oversleep every day, and I don't feel like I sleep more than 7 hours
Mhm.
because I'm alone and there is no one beside me to wake me up,
Yes,
and
great. Yes. Is it
that's
necessary to
my
take a
problem.
nap every day?
Um,
Is it necessary to take
uh,
a nap every day?
it's not that necessary. I mean, since I'm since I oversleep every day, I don't have. I don't feel like I need to take a nap, especially in in afternoon time.
Yeah. So, do old people sleep a lot and why?
I think that's a big problem when you see old people sleep a lot because I feel like that is a sign of an illness
Uh,
because I do remember my father. He's an old man, but he doesn't sleep that much as I do.
yes, good. Great. So, what about you, Farah? How many hours do you sleep?
I actually try to sleep for 6 hours, 5 hours, because yeah, I think that's what the human, uh, for adults, that's what they need.
Yeah.
Because if I slept less than that, I will be lazy or I have to take a nap.
Yeah.
Because I have I do a lot of stuff in my day, so yeah, I'll get tired easily.
Hmm. Do you like to get up early in the morning?
Yes, I do. I feel really good when I wake up in the morning, and I feel I can like do a lot of things in my day, go out and yeah, and like study and like get to do a lot of things.
Yeah. So yeah, so how many hours do you sleep every day? He said, usually I sleep for 7 to 8 hours every night in order to let my body relax. But actually, if I want to do something very important at night, I could at a push sleep for less than 4 hours. You might, for example, take the ideas, okay? But actually, your answers are great. Good. Um, Newspaper. Like, do you often read newspapers? Farah.
I don't really read newspapers. I will go online and search about the like the news or something, or like it's like search about it online rather than a newspaper, because this I think newspaper is old, it's an old thing. Nowadays we are not, like, no one is using newspaper anymore.
Mhm. All right, Saber, which do you prefer, reading magazines or like newspapers?
Uh, all right, sir. I do prefer reading newspapers because it shows a lot of of interesting things that that's happening.
Hmm.
And for example, like uh, sports news and that what else
And so on, like, so it is
and
like
so on.
economical, political, for example, economical news, like political, for example, news, social
Ah,
education.
yeah, Yes, sir.
Okay, so he said not very often. Newspapers take time to get published, so they are not updated as quickly as the news on social media sites is. Besides, I would have to go to, for example, this place and spend money to buy newspapers. Okay, so that's why he didn't like, for example, like reading magazines because number one, they cost money, for example, and also they took a lot of time to be like published. Okay, so if you notice any question, like for example, which do you prefer something or something? Do you like something or something else? So you can use this one, for example. Well, if I had to choose between the two. Okay, for example, do you like to read newspaper or, for example, magazine? You will say, well, if I had to choose between the two, I'll probably go with reading magazines. This one actually, it is like a filler. Just it helps you to think, or just to think, I mean, of the ideas or the feedback. Okay, so I suggest you memorize this. If you have, for example, do you like this or that? This one.
Mm.
Yes, so do you like, for example, going outside or staying home? All right, so if I had to choose between the two, I would probably go with going outside because is say. So this one is good. So try to take it. Texting messages, okay, memorizing. So what do you remember to do every day? Like, are you kind of person who writes, like, for example, some notes every day? Like, what do you remember to do every day? Let's see, Farah.
Well, I have a lot of things to do. Like I do it daily, and it's like my daily routine. I'll take my vitamins. Um, yeah, I will add. Actually, yeah, my vitamins is like the thing that I have to take it every day, or I'll daily. I will remind myself, or sometimes I will study. I'll try to go to Google and search about stuff that I'm curious. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Saber, what helps people to remember things?
Uh, that's a tough question because I don't have specific answer for that question, but I would say mathematics
Yeah, you know,
helps
like some
people
people they
to,
write some notes, for example, in their mobile. Some people actually they put like schedules. Some people
or
actually, yes. So what helps people to remember things?
yeah, make an alert,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
make mm, set your alarm to remind you of your event or your meeting, whatever you set it for.
That's right.
And I feel like this is my way. If I want to remind myself of something, I would set my alarm, and
Yeah,
that's it.
great. So he said here, for example, well, there are many things I have to remember to do every day. For example, after getting up in the morning, I need to do simple physical exercises. So he writes down these things like, for example, crunches and push-ups. Besides, another important thing to keep in mind is to teach my son to read traditional Chinese poems like in the evening. You know, some people actually, when they get up, actually they write the things that they need to accomplish that day. So first of all, I need to go to the gym. After that, I need to blah, blah, blah. After that, I go to work. Then I buy something. So they write some, for example, ideas every day to accomplish. So regarding Arabs, so I think we live in a very haphazard way. So comparing to those people. So okay, so the second question, what helps people to remember things? Like, well, it is, as you said, Saber, it is a kind of hard to say, but people I know used to do list apps on their mobile phones to help them remember what to do next. But maybe for other people, they might just write argument like things down in the notebooks, the old-fashioned way with paper and pen. Yeah, it happens. Like some people, they write some notes. Okay, so this is that might be a question. So friend, also one of the most important questions, like how often do you like to hang out with friends? Farah.
I do really like well I have a lot of friends and I love to hang out with my friends and spend time together. I usually spend time with my friends during the week and maybe in the weekends, but we spend a lot of time. I really spend a lot of time with my friends.
Yeah. Saber, how often do you like to hang out with friends?
Honestly, I do hang out with my friends every day because uh, I'm considering them as real friends. And for me, I think if you have a real friends, you don't have to make a specific time for them. Since they are real, they will ask you to go out every day.
Okay. Who do you like to usually, or who do you usually like to hang out with?
Of course, the close friends that I spend most of my time with because they do entertain me. We laugh together, and
Mhm.
they make my day when I go out with them.
All right, great. Farah, where do you like to go when you hang out with your friends?
We have several activities we can do. We can go um, to the beach. We can go for bowling, or we go drink coffee. Yeah, or do shopping. That's the most important. Like this is that's what we usually do. Like what girls usually do. So yeah, we love to do a lot of activities together.
That's right, good. So he said, I hang out with my friends from time to time. Normally, if I have a lot of time on the weekends, so we will go to the cinema to watch movies to have a good time. So we might also have dinner together in a restaurant. So if we have time. So this is the first question. Who do you usually like to hang out with? He said, usually I like to hang out with one of my close friends. Actually, we live in the same community, so we can meet frequently. Also, both of our kids are in the same class in the kindergarten. So we like to take them to the park or the playground together. So it depends. Like maybe you take like the ideas, not the word, the same words. Maybe just take some ideas. For example, if somebody asks you like when do you usually go like in with your friends, maybe to the cinema, to the beach, the sea, for example. Maybe for example you go to eat in a restaurant or like and so on. Traveling, this is also a very good topic. Do you like traveling? Saber.
Yeah, well, sir, I do like traveling, especially in weekends. I feel like I'm free to go anywhere I want.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Farah?
Yes, I do like traveling, but like I always wanted to travel with my friends, and yeah. So in our culture, it's not like we can't do it, but we always go with our family. So yeah, we have a lot of family trips, and I travel a lot with my family to go
Mhm.
visit my other family or for vacation. Yeah.
Great. Yes, you bet. I am a big fan of traveling. I spend many months each year traveling. It is not only in, for example, indispensable part of my life. It is not like a very important part of my life, but also helps me to know and learn, things and have new experiences. That's right. So when you travel a lot, actually, you will gain a lot of feedback about people. You will know some cultures. You might learn some languages, right? So you will be involved into so many things like we'll learn in the future. So in which season do you prefer to travel? So you can choose any season that you want. Would you say that your country welcomes travelers or tourists? Saber, what do you think about this?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, would you say that your country welcomes travelers?
Yes, I think my country is a good country for tourism because we got so many places that would charm your eyes uh, when you look at it. And
Mm-hmm.
for example, we get the Sumatra Island, which is a very beautiful island, and it has rare animals and rare plant plants.
Yeah. So great
And
answer.
I suggest you to visit one day.
Yeah. I suggest you visit immediately. There is no two after. I suggest
Uh,
you.
I suggest you visit
Yeah.
that
Okay.
island one day.
Very good. Yeah. What about you, Farah?
Yes, Yemen really welcomes all tourisms from all over the world to visit Yemen and watch our culture, and it's very beautiful and breathtaking. And also, like these days or the last couple of years, Yemen is not welcoming. Unfortunately, Yemen is not welcoming any tourism because of the political situation that's happening there. But I hope soon that Yemen opens the door for all the tourisms and welcome all the people to come and
Good.
visit Yemen.
Yeah, that's also a good answer. Thank you. Ms. Wala also is here. So, do you think, Ms. Wala, that your country welcomes like tourists? I don't know. Maybe she doesn't hear me. All right. So the Zoom will cut. We'll try to take also more few topics about part number one. Okay.